Hey everybody, thanks for joining me for class today. Today we'll be working with back bends, heart openers, opening the front of the body, strengthening the back of the body to support our deep back bends. We'll be working with Ustrasana, Camel Pose, full wheel pose, a reclined Thunderbolt Pose and just a couple of others. I put them in the description of the video if you want to check that out. So grab your 2 blocks or 2 books if you have, and then you can see the bottom block is going to be about at the tips of the shoulder blades. That's where the bottom of the block is going to be, and then 1 block at an incline, and that's going to support the head. And then when you lie back on your blocks, or again, you could use books, and they could be different sized books because these are going to be at an incline, but you want them to be relatively thick. And then you'll lie back. You can have the arms down by your sides, let the chest comfortably open and the shoulders roll back. Feel free to keep your knees bent, or if it feels nice for you, you could extend the legs long. But this is where we'll be. So in addition to the 2 blocks for class, you'll also need a strap, but that could be a belt or a long hand towel. It doesn't have to be a yoga strap if you don't have one. Once you've found a comfortable position, start to pay attention to the rhythm of your natural breath, natural flow of breath in the body. Invite areas of tension to soften, commonly the face and the jaw, so unclench the teeth, relax the tongue from the roof of the mouth, and soften the forehead. And anywhere else you know that tension kind of clings and gets caught up in your body. And then so once you're there observing your breath, if you can, let that be your anchor, let that be your focus. Because today is an energizing practice, best to do this maybe in the morning or the afternoon. It might leave you, if you do it kind of later in the day, might leave you a little more energized and awake than you'd like to be before you take off into bed. So just something to note about that. And also, I also included my Venmo name and account in the description of this below as well. It's absolutely not necessary, but whatever you can donate helps. And don't skip Shavasana. It's the most important part. It's just a short Shavasana today, not too long, but it is important. So if you haven't already, start to introduce Ujjayi pranayama into your body. We'll transition from observing the natural flow of breath to establishing either Ujjayi pranayama, where you constrict the vocal cords in the back of the throat and breathe in and out through the nose, or a silent deep breath works just as well, with inhales and exhales, even in length and depth. Today's quote comes from Jimi Hendrix, and he says, "When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace." Invite stillness and shift your awareness from external to internal and connect with your breath. And if you haven't already, I invite you to set an intention for class today. Anything at all that you'd like to just connect you a little deeper with your practice will work just fine. And then we're going to start, if your legs were long, bend your knees, feet flat, extend the arms down by the sides. As you inhale, reach your arms overhead, biceps in line with the ears. And then as you exhale, bring the hands back down by your sides. Keep the bottom block connected to your mid-back. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Just warming the shoulder joints here. But again, don't let your ribs flare out. Keep your belly drawn in. Exhale, bring the hands down by the sides and the back connected with the block. Let's do one more here. Inhale, reach your arms up and over, and then pause a moment. As you exhale, bend the right elbow, grab the inside of your left elbow with the right hand, and then you'll find kind of a reverse, a ragdoll pose, arms with the arms overhead, so grabbing opposite arms and elbows, and let the arms go back any amount at all while still maintain that connection of your back on the bottom block or the lower block. Let your arms go back any amount that's comfortable. Inhale, release. As you exhale, bring the hands back down by your sides. And we'll switch that grip. Inhale, reach the arms up and over. And then grab the inside of the right elbow with the left hand. Right hand grabs onto the left arm anywhere. Let your arms go back while keeping your belly drawn in. Navel draws towards the spine. And your block connected with the mid-back. Inhale to release the arms. And then as you exhale, hands can come either. You can roll off onto your side. We're going to lift off of this opening position here. Grab behind the thighs, tuck the chin in, roll up, or roll off onto the side and come on up to a seated position. You can move one of your blocks out of the way, but we'll use one to sit in a supported hero's pose. So I'll be sitting on the shins, but I'm going to put that block in between my heels just for some support. And then grab your strap or belt or towel, whatever you're using. And maybe you have tight quadriceps. You might sit on two of your blocks or two of your books and sit your hips a little bit higher. Go ahead and grab your strap and then have a grip that's just a little bit wider than shoulders distance apart. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. As you exhale, side bend to the right. Maybe gaze up towards the top hand. Keep both of your sit bones grounded down on your block, or if you're sitting on your heels, on the heels, inhale, come through center, and then exhale, side bend to the left. Keep your chest open. Maybe gaze up if that's okay for your neck. Inhale. And then as you exhale, come on through center. And then we'll do a little shoulder flossing. So maybe take a little bit wider grip with the strap. And do try to have your hands not so tense here. Inhale, reach your arms up and over. Exhale, let your hands go back any amount at all. Inhale, reach your arms up. Bring the strap in front of you. Exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, behind you, any amount at all. And that's why the kind of looser grip helps if you need to make a little wider grip as you're moving. Don't have the hands so tight on the strap. These can be as fast or as slow as you'd like them to be, but do find a pattern of breath and movement. Just a few more here. Keep your belly and torso rather tall and strong. And then last one, we'll put our strap off to the side, but stay sitting on your block. I'm going to turn to face the front of my mat. Stay with the block in between the heels, and then bring your arms behind you, your hands behind you. You could either face your fingers towards the feet or turn your hands out to the side, fingers out to the side. Inhale. And then as you exhale, press into the hands, lift your hips off of the block, any amount at all. You can keep the chin tucked in, gaze down the body, and find a nice stretch for the hamstrings here. Again, if your shoulders are tight, turn your fingers out to the sides a little bit. And then as you exhale, sit the hips back down onto the block. And then come forward into a modified, child's pose. You could extend the arms out in front of you, but if you'd like to keep stretching the shoulders, I invite you to find a prayer. Arms here, bend the elbows, touch the palms, and maybe guide your thumbs towards the nape of the neck. Lengthen the spine. Come back to your breath. And then exhale, bring your hands down. One more time, revisit that reclined hero's pose. Bring your hands behind you, either fingers face towards the feet or out to the side. Inhale. As you exhale, lift your hips any amount at all off of the block. You could keep the chin tucked, or if you'd like to, you could let your head go back any amount at all. And breathe. Opening the front of the body here. Inhale, bring your head back. If you let it go, tuck the chin back in. And then another option, if you wanted to stick with the child's pose with prayer hand, you can do that variation again. Or option to come into puppy dog pose. You'll come onto the knees. Your hips will stay stacked over the knees. Reach the arms out in front of you. You could have hands on blocks. That'll intensify the stretch a bit. Reach the arms out in front of you and melt your chest down towards the yoga mat. Keep your arms active. Spread through the fingers. Roll the triceps down, the biceps up, feeling like you're making space in between your shoulder blades. You can keep the chin tucked under if that's okay. It gives you a nice throat opener, but if it would feel better for you to bring the forehead to the mat, that's an option. Inhale. And then as you exhale, we'll rise back up to a tabletop position. Just a couple of rounds of cat and cow here. So knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. As you inhale, arch the spine, lift the gaze for cow. Draw the belly in here. Exhale, round the back, chin to chest for cat. Push the earth away with the hands. We'll do two more. Inhale, arch the spine, lift the gaze. Still keep your belly toned. As you exhale, round the back, chin to chest for cat. Last one here. Inhale, arch the spine, lift the gaze. And exhale, round the back, chin to chest, cat pose. And then return to a neutral tabletop position. From here, we'll walk the hands about a handprint in front, shift the shoulders past the wrists, hug the elbows in as you lower all the way down onto the ground. And then we'll find ourselves on the bellies here for a little bit of warming up of the back of the body. So bend the elbows, let your head rest on the hands. We're going to work the arms first. So zip up your legs, bring the inner thighs to touch, feet to touch, firm up your legs, press the tops of the feet down. Inhale, lift just the upper body. Exhale, bend and cactus your elbows. Inhale, straighten the arms and lower down. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, bring them together. Exhale, lower down. Last one here. Inhale, lift the upper body. Exhale, bend and cactus your elbows. Inhale, bring the arms together. Exhale, lower down. Now we'll work the legs. Bend the elbows, let the forehead rest on your hands. Open the legs a little bit. Inhale, lift the legs. Exhale, widen. Inhale, bring them together. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, widen. Inhale, draw them together. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lifts the legs. Exhale, widen them. Inhale, together. Exhale, lower. And we're going to combine the two, combining the arms and the legs next. So reach the arms out in front of you. Keep the legs long behind you. On an inhale, lift arms and legs. And then as you exhale, bend and cactus the elbows, widen the legs. Inhale, reach the arms back in front, close the legs. Exhale, bend and cactus open. Inhale, bring it together. Exhale, bend and cactus. Keep lifted in your chest. Keep the belly drawing away from the ground as you press the pubic bone down. Reach forward with the crown of the head. A few more here. Follow breath and movement. Find a pattern that works for you, but do keep the breath flowing. Just a few more. Again, getting the back of the body warm and to support the back bends that'll need that support from the back of the body as we open the front of the body. And then exhale, lower down. Take a moment. And then bend the elbows, press into your hands, and find a child's pose and really enjoy the length of the spine here in child's pose. Hips towards the heels, they don't have to touch. Inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. And then next inhale, find your way into downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. And whatever movements you want to start out with here, please feel free to take them. You can bend the knees, you can sway hips side to side, you can nod the head out, yes and no. It's whatever feels great for your body to warm up and ease into the bigger postures. We're going to start warming up a little bit here. So if your hamstrings are tight, keep your knees bent. If your shoulders are tight, turn your fingers towards the top corners of the mat. Let your head be heavy. Come back to a steady breath. Maybe revisit your intention. On your next inhale, rise up to the toes. As you take your exhale, bend the knees, walk the feet behind the wrists, forward fold. Bend the knees as you need to here. Inhale, halfway lift, Urdhva Dhanurasana. Exhale, forward fold over the legs, and then bend the knees, let the arms dangle. We'll take our time, rise to standing here. Heads last. Once you're there, roll the shoulders back, stand nice and tall, firm the legs. Move through some classic sun A's. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. As you exhale, forward fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, Urdhva Dhanurasana. As you exhale, bend the knees, step back to plank pose. And then we'll lower the knees for this first one. Knees, chest, chin, come on to your belly. Hug the elbows into the sides as you lower. Inhale, back bend of choice, low cobra, high cobra, or upward facing dog. And as you exhale, find downward facing dog. Just 2 breaths here. Fill up with air, and as you exhale, get longer in all directions. 1 more inhale. Exhale. Inhale to the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, walk or float the feet up. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, press down through the feet, sweep the arms out and up as you rise to standing. And exhale, bring hands to heart, steady balance at the top of the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up, Urdhva Dhanurasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Hips over heels here. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bend the knees, step back, plank pose. Chaturanga option. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way down to the ground. Inhale, half back bend of choice, low cobra, high cobra, or upward dog. As you exhale, find downward facing dog. You can always skip vinyasas. You can modify them. Make the practice work for your body. Skipping chaturangas, modifying, or whenever, if you're feeling overwhelmed, always feel free to take a child's pose or get a drink of water. Rest and rejoin us when you're ready. Inhale, rise to the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, walk or lightly hop your feet up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, press down through the feet, sweep the arms out and up, rise to standing, Urdhva Dhanurasana. Exhale, hands to heart, last sun A. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, walk or float chaturanga. If you float back to chaturanga, land with bent elbows. Jumping back to plank over time can cause damage to your wrists and elbows. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath here. And remember, open mouth exhales are good for releasing heat and releasing the tension in the jaw. Inhale, come to your toes. Exhale, bend the knees, walk or lightly hop the feet up. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press down, sweep the arms, come to standing. Exhale, hands to heart. Steady balance at the top of the mat. Now we'll add on. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. As you exhale, forward fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, bend the knees, walk or float chaturanga, or again, go to downward dog right away and skip your vinyasas. That's always an option. Downward facing dog, we'll meet there, and then inhale, ripple the spine forward to plank pose. Knees could be up or down. Exhale, lower 3, 2, 1, nice and slowly onto the belly. Bend your right knee, roll onto the left side of the body, place the right foot on the left side of the mat, press into your left hand and the knife edge of your left foot as you sweep the right arm up and over and arc your body open. Inhale here. As you exhale, put on the brakes, come to side plank. You could lower your bottom knee or stack or stagger your feet. Make this work for you. Inhale here. As you exhale, bring your right hand down, back to plank pose. Yogi's choice to exhale into chaturanga, or to exhale into downward dog. But either way, we'll all meet there. And then we'll do the other side. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, knees up or down. Lower 3, 2, 1. Inhale, bend your left knee. Roll to the right side of the body. Press into the left foot and the right hand. Inhale, arc the body open. Reach your left arm up and over. Find that nice long line and opening here. And then exhale, put on the brakes. Come into side plank. Step your left foot on top of the right. Again, stack or stagger your feet. Lower the bottom knee. Modify as you need to. Maybe gaze up at the top hand if you feel steady. Inhale, return to plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend of choice. Stay with your breath. Exhale, downward dog. Don't go on autopilot as you move through vinyasa. We'll do plenty of those in this practice. Stay present, stay aware. Moving right along. Inhale, lift your right leg from the inner thigh. Toes stay pointing down. Exhale, bring the right foot by the right hand. Keep your left hand down. Inhale, reach the right arm up. Take a twist. Firm your back leg. Exhale, right hand comes down. Inhale, reach your arms up as you come to crescent lunge. Bend your left knee, draw the belly in, lengthen your tailbone down. Exhale, bend and cactus your elbows. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bend and cactus, open the chest, make a little resistance as you move. Inhale, last one. Exhale, bend and cactus the elbows. Inhale, come to plank pose. Step your right foot back. Exhale, lower slowly. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, bend the right knee, roll to the left side of the body. Inhale, reach the right arm up and over as you arc the body open. Exhale, put on the brakes. Option, you can go to side plank, or if you want to find tree pose, side plank. Option to have your right leg in tree pose and then come back to plank pose. Option here, chaturanga with tree pose. Exhale, lower, still holding tree. Inhale, back bend, still holding tree. Exhale, lose your tree pose as you go to downward dog. We'll do this again on the other side if that's your first time trying that. Inhale, lift your left leg from the inner thigh. Exhale, left foot up by the hand. Keep your right hand down. Inhale, reach the left arm up, take a twist. As you exhale, tap the left fingertips down. And then inhale, come to crescent lunge once again. Reach your arms up. As you exhale, bend and cactus the elbows. Keep your back leg strong and firm. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bend and cactus. Inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, bend and cactus your elbows. Inhale, plant the hands down, plank pose. Step your left foot back. Lower slowly onto the ground. 3, 2, 1. Bend your left knee. Inhale, left foot on the right side of the mat. Exhale, lift the hips, arc the body open, and then put on the brakes. Come to side plank, maybe tree pose variation, maybe the variation you did that first round. Option here, come back to plank pose, keep your left leg in tree pose. Exhale, lower chaturanga tree. Inhale, urdhva or back bend tree. Exhale, no more tree as you go to downward dog. Come back to a steady breath. We'll add on one more variation to that. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, bring the right foot forward, high lunge. Inhale, reach your arms up, crescent pose. Exhale, open arm twist, left arm in front, right arm behind. You could stay here or inhale, lean forward and maybe find a prayer twist. Hook the left elbow across and bring your hands to prayer. If you feel open enough in the shoulders, you could open the arms, left fingers down to the floor or block on the outside of your right foot. Inhale here. Exhale, back to crescent lunge. Exhale, bend your back knee as you bend and cactus the elbows. Inhale, straighten the arms and legs. Exhale, bend and cactus, bend the back knee. Any amount, try to keep your hips low. One more. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend, getting our legs nice and ready for standing poses. Exhale, bring the hands down. Step the right foot back, lower chaturanga. 3. Exhale, 2, 1. Bend the right knee. Right foot on the left side of the mat. Inhale, lift the hips, arc the body open. Exhale, put on the brakes. Side plank option, tree pose. Or maybe grab a hold of your big toe as you lift the leg. Release the leg if you have it. Bring yourself back to plank pose. Yogi's option 4. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Or again, remember, you can always go right to downward dog. Skip any of these vinyasas. We're doing plenty of them today. Inhale, reach your left leg up. Exhale, left foot comes forward, crescent lunge. Inhale, reach your arms up. As you exhale, open arm twist, right arm in front, left arm behind, over your front leg. Stay there or lean forward. Hook the right elbow across the left knee. Bring your hands to prayer. Stay here, or if you feel open enough, open the arms, right fingers down to the floor or a block on the left side of your left foot. Inhale. Exhale, back to crescent lunge. Exhale, bend the elbows, bend the back knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Keep your hips low. Inhale, straighten. Find a gazing point, your drishti. Exhale, bend and cactus. Inhale, straighten the arms and the legs. Exhale, bring the hands down. Lower slowly onto the ground. 3, 2, 1. Bend your left knee, left foot on the right side of the mat. Inhale, arc the body open. Exhale, come to side plank, variation of choice. Regular side plank, tree pose side plank, or maybe grab your big toe with the peace fingers. Inhale here. Exhale, release your bind. Come back to plank pose. Inhale. Yogi's choice. Exhale, chaturanga or downward dog. Inhale, back bend if you're moving through vinyasa. Exhale, use your legs, your core as you go to downward dog. Come back to a steady breath. Open the mouth, release the tension in the jaw, come back to your intention. We'll take another inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, come to your toes, bend the knees. Exhale, walk or lightly hop the feet up. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, press down, sweep the arms out and up, come to standing. As you exhale, bring hands to heart, steady balance. Let's do some standing hip postures. Bring your hands to the hips and step your left foot back. Keep your right toes facing forward, left foot parallel with the the back edge of your mat. Open your arms. Inhale, exhale, bend the right knee. Watch it go over the middle toe. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Widen your stance if you need. Exhale, bend the right knee over the middle toe. Inhale, straighten. Last time. Exhale, bend and settle into warrior two. Heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. Shoulders right over your hips. Reach out through strong arms. Gaze, a steady gaze over your front fingertips and breathe. Inhale, lean back, reverse warrior. Right arm up, back hand soft on the back leg. Keep your front knee bent. As you inhale, slide forward, come to side angle. Right forearm to thigh, or fingers can go lower to the floor or a block. And left arm reaches up and over. Maybe gaze up if that's okay for your neck. Keep your hips low. Keep your front knee bent and your back leg engaged. Inhale. And then exhale, rise to standing. Let's switch it out. Now, right foot will be parallel with the long edge of the mat, the back edge of the mat. Left toes face front. Inhale. Exhale, bend left knee over the middle toe. Inhale, straighten. Widen the stance if you need to. Exhale, bend left knee over the middle toe. One more time. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend and settle into warrior two. Same alignment as the first side, a heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. Front knee over the middle toe, shoulders over the hips, strong arms, steady gaze. Inhale, reverse warrior, left arm up, right hand soft on the back leg. Try to avoid putting too much pressure on your knee, the back knee. Inhale. And then as you exhale, slide forward into side angle. Left forearm can come to the thigh, or you can reach your fingertips down to the floor or a block. Sometimes it's nice to grab your ankle. I'm doing that here, and then reach the right arm up and over, bicep in line with the ear. Gaze up if that's okay for your neck. Inhale, come back to straight legs. Turn both of your toes to face the long edge of the mat now, and either hook thumbs or interlace fingers behind you. Inhale, broaden the collarbones. Exhale, forward fold any amount over your legs. Hands could stay at the low back, or you could reach your arms up and over. You could also use a strap or a towel to bind here. But try to keep your grip soft. Again, if you're binding, keep the grip soft, the hands soft. Inhale, let your head be heavy. Exhale, maybe get a little deeper into your fold. Keep the face and jaw relaxed. Roll the weight forward to your toes if the legs are straight. Inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly rise to standing, hands to hips. Walk or hop your feet together and return back to the top of the mat. And then we'll work into our second sequence here. Bring hands to prayer. Inhale. A moment in Tadasana before we move on. And then inhale, sweep the fingers down and up, bend your knees, chair pose, Utkatasana. Inhale, exhale, forward fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, bend the knees, walk or hop, chaturanga. Again, if you hop back, land with bent elbows. Inhale, back bend of choice. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, bend the knees, stack your right hip open on top of the left for scorpion dog. Add in any extra movements you'd like to feel here. Keep the weight even through the hands and the shoulders. Inhale, level your hips off. Exhale, bring the right foot in between your hands. Spin the left heel down and then cartwheel the arms open, warrior two. Inhale, lean back, reverse warrior, half bind, wrap your left arm behind you. Keep the left arm behind you as you slide forward into side angle, half bound side angle. Inhale, and then exhale, keep the half bind, half bound, reverse triangle. Straighten the right leg as you reach the right arm up and over, and then lose the bind. Exhale, walk your back foot in for a shorter stance, and then lean over the right thigh for triangle pose. Right fingers down to the foot floor, shin, or a block. And then bring your left hand to the hip, look down at your right big toe, maybe grab a block for underneath your right fingers. Try to have your wrists and shoulders in alignment. And then pick up your back leg, flex the left toes towards the side wall. Maybe if you're steady, gaze up towards the top hand. Keep pressing into your standing foot and engage your back leg. Inhale. Exhale, start to bend your right knee. Maybe get a little hang time as you land back into warrior two. And then take an inhale here. Find your pose. Exhale, bring the hands down to the ground. Step right foot back, chaturanga. or step right foot back to downward facing dog. Transitions matter, so stay aware, even through the transitions. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, bend the knee. Stack left hip open on top of the right. Add in any extra movements here. Circle knee or ankle. Keep the weight even through your hands and shoulders. Inhale, level the hips off. As you exhale, left foot in between the hands. Spin the right heel down. Cartwheel the arms open. Warrior two. Inhale, lean back, half bound, reverse warrior. Right arm wraps behind you. Inhale, slide forward, half bound, side angle. Inhale. Exhale, half bound, reverse triangle. Straighten the left leg, reach the left arm up and over, and then exhale, lose the half bind, straighten the arms, walk your back foot in for a shorter stance if you'd like. Inhale, lean over your left thigh, and then exhale, triangle pose, left fingers down, foot floor, shin, or block. Maybe gaze up towards the top hand if that's okay for your neck. And then bring your right hand to the hip. Look down at your left big toe. Bend the left knee as you lift your right leg to find half moon pose. Flex the right toes towards the side wall. Again, if you're using, whether or not you're using a block under your left fingertips, try to have your wrists right in line and under your left shoulder. Maybe gaze up if that's okay for your neck. Press into your standing leg. Flex through your back foot. Inhale. As you exhale, start to bend your left knee. Get a little hang time in the air. As you inhale, land in warrior two. Pause a moment, and then exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the ground. Step your left foot back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend of choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come back to a steady breath here. Inhale, rise to your toes. Exhale, walk or hop the feet up. Inhale, halfway lift, Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, chair pose, Utkatasana. Reach your arms up. And then exhale, rise to standing one more time, adding in all of the bells and whistles and even adding in Natarajasana, dancer's pose. Just keep an open mind and keep your breath moving. Inhale. And then exhale, bend the knees, fingers tipped, graze the ground, reach the arms up, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen, Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhale, walk or hop, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend of choice. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, stay with scorpion dog or option for wild thing. Right foot on the left side of the mat. Reach your right arm up and over. Inhale, and then as you exhale, if you can, try to keep your right leg lifted as you come back to a three-legged down dog, and then exhale, step your right foot in between the hands, spin your left heel down right away, cartwheel the arms open and find a half bound reverse triangle, straighten the right leg, and then inhale, come to triangle pose, walk your back foot in if you'd like, inhale, lean over the right thigh. Exhale, triangle pose, and then again, we'll find half moon, left hand to the hip, and then pick up your back leg. You can stick with half moon pose. If you'd like to try Urdhva Dhanurasana, you'll bend the top knee, spin the top thumb away from you, bend the knee, and then find the top of your, that's your left foot with the left hand. Arc the body open, feel the quadricep open, but also kick into the hand and find almost a little resistance to intensify. And then here's where we're going to make that transition to dancer's pose. So keep the grip of the hand on the foot. Bring your left knee down to in line with the right knee. Gaze down. Now we're closed hip posture. Bring the right hand to the hip, and then as you exhale, come to standing. Once you're standing, switch the grip. Bring the left hand on the inside arc of your left foot. Reach your right arm up. Inhale, and then exhale, find dancer's pose. More than you're leaning forward, you're kicking your left knee back, lengthening the quadricep, and then just a little bit of a leaning forward will happen, but ultimately you're working on lifting your back foot. Inhale, come back to standing, three-legged standing. Bring your left knee to 90 degrees, hands to prayer. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, land in crescent lunge. Reach your arms up. Inhale. Exhale, twist of choice. You could find an open arm twist. You could find a prayer twist with the left elbow across the right knee. You could open the arms, and if you're feeling really open in the shoulders, I was today, spin your thumbs away from you. Find a bind here. Bend the elbows behind you. You might find your fingers, you might not even be close to that today, but again, this requires really open shoulders. So if you're not there, that's okay, you're not there. Inhale, gaze down. Exhale, bring the hands down. Step your right foot back. We're back to the top of the practice. Exhale, lower. 3, 2, 1. Bend the right knee, right foot on the left side of the mat. Inhale, arc the body open. Exhale, put on the break side plank of choice, tree pose side plank, regular side plank. Maybe grab the peace fingers with the big toe side plank. Inhale. Exhale, release your bind if you have it. Bring the right foot to the left, right hand down, yogi's choice. Exhale, chaturanga, or exhale, downward facing dog. We'll do the other side. Inhale, lift your left leg. As you exhale, either scorpion dog or wild thing. Left foot on the right side of the mat. Left arm reaches up and over. Inhale. Big, strong exhale brings you back to a three-legged downward dog. And then inhale, step the left foot in between the hands, spin the right heel down, cartwheel the arms open, warrior 2. Inhale, half bound, reverse triangle, straighten the left leg. Exhale, come back up, triangle pose, reach both arms out, lean over your left thigh as you bring the fingers down, foot, floor, shin, or block. And then again, transitioning to half moon pose here. Bring the right hand to the hip, look down at your left big toe, pick up your back foot as you flex the toes towards the side wall. You can stay here with half moon or take chaturasana variation. Bend the top knees, spiral the right thumb away from you, and then find the top of your right foot. Arc the body open here. If you're wobbly, that's okay. Just come back into it. Stay with your breath. Inhale. We'll make that transition to dancer's pose now. So bring the right knee down. Close your hips off. Right knee in line with the left. Keep that bind if you can. Bring the left hand to the hip. Inhale. Use your drishti. Exhale, come to standing. Once you're standing, switch the grip. Grab the inside of your right foot now. Inhale, reach your left arm up. Exhale, kick your right knee back. Try to keep your upper body erect and keep kicking back with the right knee. Inhale. And then as you exhale, come back to standing. Bring the right knee into the chest. Bring your hands to prayer. Keep using your drishti, and if you're wobbly, that's okay. Go to a wall maybe if you need to. And then inhale, lean forward. Exhale, land in crescent lunge. Right foot back, left foot in front. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, twist of choice. Open arm twist, prayer twist. Maybe open the arms. Maybe find that bind. Spiral the thumbs away from you. Bend the elbows. And maybe you'll find your fingers. Maybe tomorrow you'll find it, or maybe years from now you'll find it. Just something to try if you're feeling it. But like I said, you've got to have really open shoulders for that bind. Inhale, gaze down to the ground. Exhale, release your hands to the ground. Inhale, step your left foot back. Hug the elbows in. Lower slowly. 3, 2, 1. Bend the left knee, left foot right side of the mat. Arc the body open. Inhale. Put on the brakes. Exhale, find side plank variation of choice. Regular side plank, tree pose side plank, maybe bound side plank. Take the big toes. I was a little wobbly here, decided to, maybe I'll just try this tree pose variation for this side. Ideally, I should have done both. Even do the same on both sides so that your body's even. Inhale, come back to plank. Exhale, hug the elbows in lower. Inhale, back bend of choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good work. Come back to a steady breath here. Open the mouth, release heat on the exhale. Inhale, come to your toes. Exhale, bend the knees, walk or hop the feet up. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, chair pose. Reach your arms up. Exhale, come to standing. Tadasana at the top of the mat. Nice job. Definitely not an easy practice or an easy flow. A little challenging there, but we did it. We got through it. We got through the tough stuff. Now we're going to kind of slow it down and do a little more opening for the front of the body. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, yogi's choice to take a vinyasa or to step the feet back to downward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog. A few breaths here. And then inhale, come on forward. Lower the knees and let's set up for our reclined Thunderbolt Pose. Now, I'll do a couple of variations. If the Thunderbolt pose is just a little too much for your body, that's okay. You'll do the opener that we did at the start of the class where we were in Hero's Pose, brought the fingers behind us, lifted the hips off of the block. That'll be your variation. Otherwise, if you want to try this Reclined Thunderbolt pose, you'll have one block, same setup. The blocks will be at an incline, the highest height for under your head, and then the long edge of the block will be for under your mid back. So for the full version of this Thunderbolt pose, the heels are on the outsides of your glutes and you're sitting on the ground. Again, that might be a lot for the knees or the quadriceps, whatever it might be. If that's too much, grab your block, sit on the block between the heels, and lean back. That'll be your reclined front of the body opener for today. So I'm sitting a little too close right now to that lower block, so I'm going to scooch forward and then bring the arms behind me. I'll start to lean back, and again, you want the bottom edge of the lower block to meet up at about the tips of the shoulder blades or the bottom of the bra strap, and then the head will go under that higher block. So make any adjustments here that you need to. Again, maybe you're in this posture and you've tried it, but it's just not comfortable for the body, then return to that first variation we did at the top of class. Otherwise, we'll take 10 deep breaths here. Soft face and jaw. Notice where tension's arising, and then do your best to soften. Maybe revisit your intention for class here, something to keep you focused rather than carried away with the sensations that might arise in the body. A few more deep breaths here. Five more breaths here. And then as you're ready, we'll start to make our way out of this posture. Bring the chin into the chest and then press into the hands. We'll counter pose this. So once you're out of the pose, come onto the hands and knees and just kind of circle your ankles a few times in both directions to get some mobility back in the ankles. And then to open the backs of the knees, we'll find downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward dog. And if you want to keep pedaling the knees here, please feel free, make some movements. And if this isn't a great counter pose for you, then find something that works. And then we'll move into Camel Pose, Ustrasana, next. So grab your two blocks. And then we'll be standing on the knees here. So if your knees are sensitive, then I invite you to either grab a blanket or something to put your knees on, or fold the mat back so you have a little more thickness. That'll make a big difference so you're not so distracted by the pain you might feel in the knees. Place the blocks on their highest height on the outsides of the feet. Again, your knees stay hips distance apart. Bring your thumbs to your tailbone, fingers to the waist, and start to lengthen and push your tailbone down. And then hug the elbows together. Inhale, start to lean back, but keep your chest lifted. And then if you're feeling it, you can at the same time release your hands to those blocks. Keep pressing your chest and your quadriceps forward, bend from behind your heart rather than the low back, and then at the same time, bring your hands back to your low back, and then sit down on your heels for a moment, and we'll do 2 more rounds of that. This next round, I placed a block in between my thighs. It's nice. I think it helps us a nice reminder of where we should be working in the legs. And I also am going to tuck my toes. But if you have 3 blocks or books or something, you could use all 3 here. A block between the knees and then a blocks on the outsides of the feet. Thumbs to the tailbone, hug the elbows together. Inhale, start to lean back. You can keep your chin tucked, or you can let your head go back as much as you're comfortable with. But again, find that lift from behind your heart. Turn on the inner thighs. At the same time, bring your hands back to the low back. Sit down on your heels, and we'll do one more round. So again, block is still in between my thighs. Tops of the feet are on the mat. You could tuck your toes if you'd rather. Hands to your low back. Hug the elbows in. Inhale, start to lean back, lean back, lean back. Maybe at the same time, you'll release your hands either to the ankles or blocks or your feet. Let the head go back as much as you're comfortable with. Inhale. Exhale. At the same time, return your hands back to your low back, and then remove the block and sit down on your heels. And then find a child's pose for a couple deep breaths and really enjoy the length that you get in the spine as a counter pose to those deep camel Ustrasana back bends. Another breath here. Stay here longer if you need, or if you're ready to move on, swing the legs around, come down onto the seat, and we'll work into some wheel poses. And then I also brought my block along with me to place in between the thighs. But first, we're just going to do a regular bridge pose. I'm sorry, I did place in between my thighs for this first one. So arms down by the sides, knees, hips distance apart. Again, you can place a block in between the thighs. As you inhale, press into the feet, curl the tailbone towards you, and then lift your hips for bridge pose. You could keep your hands flat, you could grab the outer edges of the mat, or you could walk the shoulders under and find a bind, hook thumbs, or interlace fingers. Roll the inner thighs down. If you have a block, that's a nice reminder. Bring the chin away from the chest and lift from behind your heart. Inhale. And exhale. If your hands are bound, you can release the bind and slowly lower all the way down to the ground. Let your feet walk to the outer edges of the mat. If it's okay for you, place a hand on the belly and a hand on the heart. Come back to your intention, come back to your breath. So since we're fairly warm, I'm going to go into a wheel pose for the second one. So bend the elbows, fingers face towards the heels. As you take your inhale, press into the hands and feet and lift your hips any amount. If you're going for wheel, avoid stopping at the crown of the head. Just go right for it. Everybody roll their inner thighs down, chin away from chest. Keep pressing the chest towards the wall you're looking at if you're in wheel pose. And then inhale, bring the head in. And then same thing as you're lowering down. If you went up into wheel, just lower straight down. Don't stop at the crown of the head. And then we'll find Baddha Konasana here as a counter pose for a moment. Bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees open. Again, arms could be down by the sides, or place a hand on the belly and a hand on the heart. We'll do one more active back bend. That's an option, but if we've had a really intense, well, not really intense, but a fairly semi-challenging practice. So if you are ready for a restorative bridge pose, grab a block, slide it under your hips, and hang out there. Otherwise, another bridge or maybe another wheel. Bend the elbows, fingers face towards the heels for wheel pose. As you inhale, press into the hands and feet, lift the hips. Now, if you feel like you have more space, you could lift up onto your toes, walk the feet closer, and then lower your heels back down. And that just kind of brings you in a little bit closer into your back bend. Roll the inner thighs down. Open the throat, open the front of the body. Inhale. Now, if you walked your feet closer, lift your heels, walk your feet back out so you don't get all crunched up as you lower down, and then start to make your way down onto the ground. And then let's windshield wiper the legs from side to side here. Make some circles with the wrists if you were doing wheel pose. And then pick the feet up, hug the knees into the chest. Appanasana, wind relieving pose. If you'd like, continue to rock side to side here. And then shine the soles of the feet up towards the sky. Reach the arms up, maybe grab the inner or the outer arches of your feet as you continue to rock side to side. And you could also, if you wanted to, straighten one or both of your legs as you continue to rock. And then just kind of notice if your low back is really lifted off of the mat here. See if you could try to flatten your low back while you stay in Happy Baby pose. And then release Happy Baby. Take at least maybe 3 rocks. Come on up to a seated position. And then we're going to do some forward folds to counter all of the heart openers we've done today. So Ustrasana, extend the right leg out, flex the right toes up, sole of the left foot to the inside of your right thigh. Ground down on your sit bones. As you inhale, reach the arms up, lengthen the waist. And then as you exhale, hinge forward from the hips, forward fold any amount at all. If you can, keep your right leg straight. If you need to, though, you can have a small bend in the right leg as you're working on getting the backs of the legs straight, opened, and flexible. And then if you can, if you have a little more to reach for, you could place a block on the bottom of your right foot, and that'll give you just a little bit extra to reach for. Keep your belly engaged. Keep opening your left knee out to the side. Maybe gaze down at your shin, or you could always close your eyes if that's comfortable for you, but keep your breath moving. Inhale and exhale. One more breath here. Inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly come on back up. Keep the right leg long, and then left foot comes flat. Point your left knee up. Bring your left arm behind you. Inhale, reach your right arm up. As you exhale, twist. You could hug the left knee, or you could hook the right elbow on the outside of your left knee. Use the left arm behind you to sit tall. Make sure your right toes stay pointed straight up. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist. And then again, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, bring your head to center. Exhale, counter twist over your right leg, any amount at all. Just taking the twist to the opposite side, and then we'll set up for the other side. So left leg extends long, right foot to the inside of your left thigh, ground down on your sit bones, point your left toes straight up. As you inhale, reach the arms up, straight, lengthen your waist. As you exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Keep a long spine if you can as you forward fold. Again, ideally your left leg is straight, but if you need to, you can have a bend there. You could use a strap to help with your forward fold if you need a little assistance, or again, on the other end of that would be to place a block on the bottom of your left foot, and that'll give you more to reach for. Continue to open your right knee out to the side. And lean forward, hinge forward with the long spine, reach the crown of the head forward, maybe close your eyes or gaze down at the knee or shin. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale. And then as you exhale, let's sit up tall. Keep your left leg extended. Right foot comes flat. Point the knee up. Bring your left arm behind you. Bring your right arm behind you. Inhale, reach your left arm up, and exhale, twist. Hug the right knee or hook the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Use the arm behind you to sit tall in your spine. Make sure you're sitting right on top of your sit bones, not leaning back and rounding in your low back. You want your spine to be as tall as you can. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, sit taller. Exhale, twist. Keep your left toes pointed straight up towards the sky. Take one more round of breath here. Inhale, bring your head to center. Exhale, counter twist to the left side of your mat. No one way that's supposed to look or feel, just taking a counter twist. And then we're going to make our way down onto the back for our final resting pose, Shavasana. So slowly lower all the way down. And then once you're there, hug the knees into the chest. Always nice to just finish with a symmetrical pose. Apanasana is a good one. Happy Baby, you could do that again. Or Reclined Thunderbolt is also a nice one. But otherwise, once you're satisfied, if there's any last postures, stretches, or shapes that you want to add in, now's your time to add those in. If you're satisfied, you can lie with your legs long, the arms by your sides, and rest in corpse pose. Release whatever breath control you were maintaining and go back to observing the natural flow of breath in the body. And one more time, our quote today from Mr. Jimi Hendrix. When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. Quiet mind, quiet body, Shavasana. I'll be back in a few moments to reawaken and close class. Begin to bring the awareness back into your body. Make gentle movements in your fingers and toes. Deepen the breath as you circle your wrists and ankles. Make bigger movements in your arms and legs and whatever else is going to feel nice to help reawaken here. You can reach your arms overhead and maybe take a full body stretch. And then whenever you're ready, of course, you're at home, you can stay as long as you want in Shavasana and enjoy, but if you're ready to move on, bend the knees, roll off onto the side of your choosing, find the fetal position for a moment, let the head rest on the arm, and just take a moment, to find just one thing, big or small, to be thankful for here as you lie on your side. Whenever you're ready, take your time, come to a seated position, and we'll close class together here. Once you're sitting, join the palms in front of the heart, close your eyes if you'd like to, and honor your intention one last time for class today. Join me by bringing the hands to the forehead to remind us to have clear and loving thoughts. Bring the hands to the heart to remind us to have clear and loving intentions. And bring the hands to the mouth to remind us to have clear and loving communications. And we'll send out positive energy to all beings everywhere. Thanks so much for joining me for class today. Namaste. Again, if you feel like it, if you have the availability and the funds, my Venmo is in the description below. You can send a small donation, but again, not necessary. Just come and enjoy the yoga. That's what we're here for. Have a great day.